Imagine you are typing a text message to your friend, complaining about your boss. You hit send, but then you look at the screen and realize you just sent that message directly to your boss. Your heart starts pounding, your hands get sweaty, and your breathing gets fast. That is pure fear. Now, imagine you are holding a lottery ticket, and you just check the numbers. You realize you just won $1 million. Your heart starts pounding, your hands get sweaty, and your breathing gets fast. That is pure excitement. Guess what? Your body does the exact same thing. Pounding heart, sweaty hands, fast breathing. Isn't it strange that our bodies react the exact same way to fear and excitement? Welcome to Sound English. I'm Sophie. Today, we're going to look at the science of fear. We'll learn when to use it as a secret weapon for success and exactly how to flip that switch from terrified to excited. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Usually, we think of fear as a bad feeling, a monster we need to avoid, defeat, or run away from. But let me ask you a question. Is fear always a bad thing? What if I told you that fear isn't just a monster, but it can actually be your secret weapon? Today, we will learn exactly when fear is your best friend for success, and how to overcome it when it blocks your path. First, when is fear actually your friend? Imagine you have to take a huge, very important exam 2 months from now. How do you motivate yourself to study? Most of the time, society tells us to think positive. We are told to close our eyes and visualize getting a perfect score, or imagine how happy we will be when we pass. But does this really help you study harder? Or does thinking about a terrible, horrible, miserable score actually work better? A very famous Stanford neuroscientist, Dr. Andrew Huberman, says, "The second option is actually up to twice as effective for motivation." Let me say again. Visualizing failure is actually up to twice as effective for motivation. But why? It sounds crazy, right? Here is the science behind it. While positive thinking feels great, it can actually trick your brain. When you imagine that you have already achieved your goal, your brain relaxes. Your dopamine levels drop, and your motivation goes down because your brain thinks, "Hey, we already won. No need to work hard." In contrast, thinking about a miserable result triggers a specific biological response. It releases a chemical called epinephrine, also known as adrenaline. This chemical wakes your body up and screams, "Wake up! We need to take action right now." Time for a quick English practice moment. I want you to say this phrase out loud with me. Long-term preparation. Let's try it one more time. Long-term preparation. Excellent. So when you are in the phase of long-term preparation, fear is highly useful. It pushes you to study, practice, and prepare. Fear increases your probability of achieving your goal twice as much as just thinking happy thoughts. All right, so now we know fear can be a great motivator when we are preparing. But is fear always good? Absolutely not. So when does fear become the bad guy? When do we need to overcome it? The answer is simple. When the event is happening right now. Let's go back to our examples. If your exam or public presentation is a week away, The fear of failing makes you study and practice hard. You are using fear to get a better result. But imagine the exam is sitting on the desk right in front of you. Or imagine you are stepping onto the stage right now. In this exact moment, fear is no longer your friend. When you are in the moment of performance, fear causes something called the fight, flight, or freeze response. In modern life, we usually experience the freeze response. Your body shakes, your voice trembles, you feel completely frozen, and worst of all, your mind goes totally blank. In short, when you have to prepare, fear is the engine. But when you have to perform, fear is the brakes. Let me say again. When you have to prepare, fear is the engine. But when you have to perform, fear is the brakes. We have to take our foot off the brakes. So how do we manage this immediate fear? Basically, there are two popular methods. Method number 1, try to calm down. You take deep breaths and tell yourself to relax, relax, relax. Method number 2, reframe your fear as excitement. You persuade yourself that this pounding heart isn't fear. It's actually excitement. What do you think? Which one is easier? Which one is more effective? Most people try to calm down. But actually, method number 2, reframing fear as excitement, is much easier and far more effective. And you know what? In this way, we can still use that fear to boost our performance. Instead of trying to throw all that powerful energy away by calming down, we recycle it. We turn that pounding heart into the exact energy we need to speak louder, think faster, and perform our absolute best. Don't just take my word for it. A famous 2014 study from Harvard University by Professor Allison Wood Brooks proved this. She asked people to give a difficult public speech or take a hard math test. The people who simply said out loud, "I am excited," performed much better and felt more confident than the people who tried to say, "I am calm." But why? How can we magically turn fear into excitement? Here is the big secret. The physiological state of fear and the physiological state of excitement are exactly the same. Let me say that again, because it's so important for your English practice and your life. The physiological state of fear and excitement is exactly the same. Your heart is racing, your armpits are sweating, and your stomach has butterflies. The only difference between fear and excitement is the label your brain puts on it. So if we can send a message to our brain that says, "Hey, this isn't fear. My heart is racing because I'm excited to share my ideas," then we can take control of the situation. Once your brain agrees with that message, you are no longer a victim of fear. You are full of exciting energy. So the million-dollar question is, how do we actually do this? How do we effectively send a message to our brain that this is excitement, not fear? Does just saying, "I am excited, I am excited, I am excited," over and over work perfectly? Sometimes. But there is a more effective two-step method to really make it work. Step 1. Take a deep breath. Now, I know what you are thinking. Didn't you just say, trying to calm down doesn't work? Yes, we aren't taking a deep breath to calm down. We are taking a deep breath to interrupt the fear. Taking a deep, focused breath interrupts your panic loop. It wakes your brain up so that it can actually listen to the message you're about to send. Step 2. Give your brain a positive context. Use positive visualization that fits the exact situation. Let me explain this simply. If you have to present in front of others, don't just think, "I am excited." Think about your past successful presentations. What if you don't have any successful experiences yet? Don't worry. Just visualize what a successful presentation looks like while thinking, "I am excited." Imagine the audience smiling and clapping. Another example. You have to take a huge exam in 5 minutes. Step 1. Take a deep breath to interrupt the panic. Step 2. Visualize something positive. Imagine walking out of the exam room feeling proud. Imagine enjoying dinner with your friends or family later that night, knowing you did your best. You are taking the energy of fear and turning it into a challenge. It is excitement. I want to share a quick story with you. I used to suffer from terrible fear when I had to give a presentation in front of others. My hands would shake, and I wanted to run away. But once I started using this 2-step method, interrupting the panic and reframing my fear as excitement, everything changed. Now, I am actually quite good at presenting in front of others. I still get that pounding heart, but now I know exactly what it is. My body giving me the energy I need to do a great job. So today we talked all about fear. We learned that fear isn't always a monster. Sometimes, during long-term preparation, it is a highly useful tool to motivate us. And sometimes, right before a big performance, we just need to rename it to excitement. Now, I have a question for you. What is something in your life that you are afraid of, that you want to reframe as excitement? I hope this video was helpful, not only for your English practice, but also for your life. Thank you so much for watching Sound English. Stay excited, and I will see you next time.